Okay, whenever we run our class and we run the method public static void main string square bracket args, I'm going to draw a stack frame to keep track of my local variables inside this method, and I'll write the name of the method on the side, main. Okay, line 5 says string s gets hello. So the left-hand side, string s, that creates a variable named s, and that's going to be a variable that can hold a reference to a string. The right-hand side says gets hello, that's going to make a new string that has the contents hello in it. Then that assignment statement, that equals in the middle, is going to give s a reference to that newly created string hello. Okay, then we say s.index of e. So we say s, and we can follow the reference to get to the string object. And then we can ask it, yo, at what index do you have an e, if any? And it has one at index 0, 1. So it has it at the second spot, which is index 1. And the line says, if that is greater than or equal to 0, and it is, it's 1, we're going to say system.out.println s plus contains an e. So we'll print out hello contains an e. Okay, so now that line says string s gets null. Okay, whenever we run our class and we run the method public static void main string square bracket args, I'm going to draw a stack frame to keep track of my local variables inside this method, and I'll write the name of the method on the side, main. So the left-hand side, string s, that creates a variable named s, and that's going to be a variable that can hold a reference to a string. Okay, but the right-hand side is just null, so we're not making a new string, so s is going to stay as null. There's no remote control in there. On the next line, when we say if s.index of e is greater than or equal to 0, we're going to say s dot. And when we do an s dot, what we're doing is we're saying, hey, let me use this reference to reference an object where I can ask it to perform this method. So I can ask it index of. But since my s is null, I don't have an object that I can ask it for the index of. So here we're going to get a null pointer exception. So essentially Java freaks out because it says essentially on line 6 null.indexOf, but null is just a variable that could hold a reference, but it doesn't have anything in there. Okay, but if we modified the code on line 6, this would work. So it says if s does not equal null, but here I see that s does equal null, so that'll be false. And since it's an and, it'll short circuit, so that means it won't ever call s.indexOf. So things like this where we check that something's not null is a good way to protect ourselves from null pointer exceptions.